Jon Jones, a name synonymous with greatness and controversy. Rumor has it the UFC legend is either riding off into the sunset or expecting a well-deserved $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall because, what's the point of making some guaranteed history as Mr. Bones if you're not getting paid? The banter over this topic reached a fever pitch filled with logic and nonsense, but now the digital dust has settled, and the truth is nobody really knows what's going to happen outside those involved. Big media heads have developed the habit of pointing out how the UFC prefers to operate as a flawless machine when it comes to finances, but they also all say, and I agree, that the UFC is in its wealth extraction phase. This is also true for the WWE and TKO group. As one, it seems to me that making these types of exceptions are imminent. If anyone has committed to declaring Jon won't see such a payday before his UFC exodus, I have yet to come across it. I for one think it gets up to 25, even the 30. It just makes sense for all parties involved. Tom Aspinall has been fairly quiet on social media, which in my opinion is a good thing. It adds to the intrigue for me and emphasizes the fact we really don't know shit. For him, he sees greatness right in front of him, but as of yet unable to achieve it because Jones is standing in his way. This is all Aspinall wants, either a fight with Jones for the disputed title or for Jones to move out of the way and concede. I for one believe Tommy wants the former exclusively. So, is this the end of the Jon Jones albatross hanging around the neck of the UFC's heavyweight division? Or just the beginning of his next headline-grabbing saga? Retire or negotiate the fight? The real question is the one nobody is asking. Which choice gets him the Lamborghini boat? UFC boss man is officially on the board of directors for Meta.
Does Dana White know anything about artificial intelligence or emerging technologies?
Joining forces with Mark Zuckerberg puts Dana White in one of the most powerful circles in tech, and one of the most powerful positions in the world. It's well known Zuckerberg is a UFC superfan and has taken martial arts training seriously, with a focus on jiu-jitsu. With Mr. Meta added into this gumbo of gluttony, Dana White, in my opinion, is the man to watch for the year of our Lizard 2025. The web of wealth and power that surround Dana White at this point is truly remarkable, and it won't be long before the bigger picture comes together for us all. Oh, I'm afraid it means much more than artificial intelligence ranking systems. To be real with you, power expansion and having all the right friends and partners for Dana sounds in line with what I would expect. But what's in it for Meta? I mean, outside of Mark realizing there is a cultural shift and his ass would be grass without someone like Dana. I think Dana is a strong candidate to assist Meta in churning cheek. He may not be advancing AI or social media, but he certainly knows how to sell something. On the business side, this is a major power play. Dana's involvement gives Meta a pipeline to UFC's younger, more tech-savvy audience. They're also more accepting of the grift. And let's not forget the reason this channel even exists. TKO Group, WWE and UFC under one umbrella. Whether you're a fan that despises one or the other, or loves both, there is no denying these bedfellows borrow from one another on all levels. TKO Group is about money and market control. Nobody involved is attempting to make this a secret. Yeah, Dana is the man to watch this year amongst that level of people. For now, I wonder, which path is Elon going to take?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
The UFC's first big event is happening January 18th and is headlined by Islam Makhachev and Arman Tsarukyan. Their support is just as interesting in my opinion, as we will first be treated to Merab and Umar. On top of that, Yuri Prochazka and Jamahal Hill are gonna have a go the same night. Islam is on the verge of making some serious history, and if he gets by Arman, my opinion is defend once more in the division before moving up. It would be a fantastic story. Islam would not only be the lightweight champion with the most defenses, he'd tie Anderson Silva's record before moving in weight. If he moved up and secured the welterweight title, from what I can see, he'd be looking at GOAT territory. I guess we will have to see. Merab and Jamahal are going into this Saturday as some heavily memed fighters as of late. and I'd venture to guess that a chip on their shoulders exists, and it could transfer into some good moments this week and fight night. But will it translate into a couple of much-needed W's? For me, the rest of the card is fine. Peyton Talbot is on the prelims. For some reason, he has faced a decent amount of heat online. I like the dude's persona and fighting style. I think he's a big deal. We gonna find out how big this year.
These bitches hit my line, talking about I hit her back, talking about She tried to hit me with the and then I fucking turn around and hit her. I hit the and then she's like, why the fuck you hit the because
Tatiana Suarez is set to take on Magnum February 8th in Australia under Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland 2. This is a fight a lot of fans, at least of Tatiana, have been hoping for, and indeed, they are about to get it. One could say that Tatiana is somewhat unreliable for fights, but on the other hand, one could ponder where Zhang Weili has been since UFC 300. My guess is a reason will be given during media week, but I believe they simply shelved her. Maybe an injury was involved, or unexpected tragedy or illness. Maybe she was allowed to milk it for elite modeling photos and sell the PI in China to her country people. But really, the overall energy I'm picking up is the same thing they did to Alexa Grasso in 2023, you know. Looking back, I really would have enjoyed Alexa and Magnum at 300 over what we got. The fight, in my view, should be a good one, and I humbly invite anyone who sees this to leave a comment and explain to me how Suarez wrestles the title from Weili. Speaking of that fight, we all know who's going to be watching most intently.
What kind of names were these kids calling you at the pool?
Meathead, Fatso, Wide Butt, Wally the Whale.
Porky, Hog, Fat Ass, Double Wide, Butterball, those sorts of things, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. I mean, I've covered the woman's entire career with great detail. Everyone knows I think it's all a farce and unfair. Every media week, it's something new to tug on our heartstrings. Whatever. The truth is, Mackenzie Dern looked the best she ever has this go-round. Media big heads are hesitant to say it, but I, her biggest known critic, will. That was the best showing Mackenzie has ever had in the UFC. Not the rage-filled win over a shell of what was supposed to be Angela Hill. I have said time and again she will keep getting in spots until it all comes together, then everyone will act as if it was some grand journey. Well, here we are. Dern looked patient. Her chin wasn't in the rafters. She wasn't relying on a submission to come to her. She threw far less strikes than what she did against Lupe Godinez, and accuracy nearly doubled. She more than doubled the amount of leg kicks. As I've always said, the girl's jiu-jitsu is unmatched in the UFC. Man or woman, pound for pound, my opinion. One thing I'd be concerned of if I'm betting on Dern to take either Zhang or Tatiana out is the amount of control time Amanda Ribas had in this rematch.
You gonna fry some chicken, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some fish, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some vegetables, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some bacon, you need some. No, I know exactly where I'm going. You don't need no oil when you fry bacon, cause what? Bacon has its own oil. I want you to look over at somebody and say, me like bacon, baby. Every time the heat is applied, you just produce your own oil. You just produce your own oil. You gonna fry some chicken, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some fish, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some vegetables, you gonna need some. You gonna fry some bacon, you need some. Me like bacon, baby.
No, I want my bacon. I gotta tell you something. Bacon is good for me. Bacon is good for me.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.